Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming to the Today's Restaurant News Networking Group, Chapter 2. We are a group of vendors in the restaurant industry who are here to help each other and to help restaurateurs, managers, owners, and chefs if they have problems, concerns, or need advice, or even need a new vendor. We are here to help. We've got hundreds of years of experience amongst our members, and we are here to help, and we invite you to attend our meeting. And if you'd like to attend, give us a call at 561-620-8888, or go on our website at trnusa.com and go to our YouTube page, which is Today's Restaurant, and you can see this meeting and all of our other meetings that have been recorded. Actually, we have 281 videos on our YouTube page now. So we need you all to go there and subscribe and give us a like. I want to welcome Terry Ark to our first meeting with us today. Good morning, Terry. Why don't you just give us a quick description of what your company is, where you are, et cetera, and how we can reach you.
I'm located in Boca Raton. My company is Creative Business Impressions, and I'm a distributor for promotional items. We can provide, for the restaurant industry, we can provide bags, we can provide table covers, we work with loyalty programs, event items, e-commerce programs, where if for franchises, and uniform programs. I always like to promote something. So this morning I'm showing you a nice little bamboo cutting board. So this is where somebody could have their logo on it if they want to say thank you to their customers or whatever. Terry, Creative Business Impressions. My email is terry.arke@outlook.com.
Okay, thank you and welcome. And
thank you.
We have a returning guest, Curtis. I think you're in an allied industry as Terry.
Absolutely, yes. My name is Curtis Ivan with Key Creative. We provide promotional products to help create awareness and of people's products and services within the businesses and restaurants as well. We do apparel and hats, bags, and a lot of like stadium cups for quite a few smaller restaurants. So yeah, anything you want to help get your name out there, leave with your customers, clients, create a nice team uniform and team feel for your employees and stuff like that. That's what we can help you with. And my website is allforpromos.com, because Key Creative is all for promos.
Okay, well, we can talk after the meeting and discuss how we'll handle all this. Joe Cregan just checked in. Joe's on the same beach as Chris.
Yeah, I think I'm a little more east, southeast. I got palm trees on my beach.
Well, he's in Georgia.
Yeah, there you go.
And the beach in Vidalia.
My beach is warmer.
Chris is at the Gulf of Vidalia. That's why it's calmer in the background.
There you go.
Look out for the sharks.
There you go.
So for Terry's benefit and for Curtis's benefit as well, that we're going to do our intros now, and then we'll get into the rest of the meeting. So Rick, why don't you start us off? Welcome back.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. It's good to be back. My name is Rick Israel. I'm the principal agency owner of Affiliated Health Insurers, also known as South Florida Affiliated Health Insurers, which was started by my dad 20 years ago. And what we do is we are in different realms. We help individuals who are leaving group plans, entering into the Medicare space. We will assist by, as a brokerage firm, help them find the best plan for them based on their drug costs and their doctors. We also are in the Affordable Care Act space, or it's commonly known as Obamacare. We can help individuals with special enrollment periods during the year. And we're also in the group space. So we do help small businesses to large businesses help get group insurance benefits, like as far as short-term care, long-term care, dental, vision, hearing plans. So we are pretty much in all of it. I'm working from home today. Back in December, we had a pipe rupture in our office, and so they're ripping up the old hardwood floor and putting down new flooring today. So I'm in the home space today. It's kind of nice to be at home instead of in the office. My information will be in the email that Mr. Howard sends out at the end of the meeting. I do appreciate, and it's glad to be back.
Give us your phone number, how people who are watching this can contact you.
The best number to reach me at is 256. Well, I don't remember my office number. I'm sorry, we've got a new phone system. So I'll give you my cell. It's 256-698-8774. And the email address is rickbamainsurance@gmail.com.
Okay, thanks. Terry, just at the end of this meeting, I will email everybody a spreadsheet with everybody's contact information. So you don't have to write everything down unless you want to. Ed, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for that sign information.
Okay, I haven't used them and I didn't know if they existed anymore, but I bumped into them years and years ago. And the reason I got in touch with them was because I had to have somebody down there pull a permit. I think they help pull a permit for that signage down there.
Okay.
So they do a little bit more than just put signs up.
Yeah. All right. I'll call
My name
them.
is Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales, based in Orange Park, Florida, just outside of Jacksonville. We are an equipment supply company that specializes in frozen dessert equipment, which would be ice cream machines, batch freezers, whipped cream machines, display cases, slushy machines, shake machines. Represent Carpigiani and ISA, the two principals, in BGI. Carpigiani is now coming out with a new shake machine, countertop, high capacity, single flavor shake machine, which has gotten regulatory approval in this country, and they're going to start supplying it here soon. So it'll be up and coming. So I'll be back to Terry on some of this. And Seacoast Sales, our number is 904-334-4489. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Steve, good morning.
Good morning, guys. My name is Steve Whitehill. I own Anchor Business Advisors, and we are business brokers and M&A guys. We help people buy and sell businesses, and I always got something for sale. And today I have a restaurant equipment vendor. They sell used equipment, and this guy does $2.6 million a year. And on that, he makes about $1.1 million, which is not exactly a bad piece of change. Mm-hmm. That business can be bought for $3.5 million. And typically a business like this can be financed through the SBA, and with $350,000 down, you can buy yourself $1.1 million of income. So some real potential. Steve Whitehill, Anchor Business Advisors.
Is that client in Broward County?
No, this one happens to be in Alachua, however you spell that.
Oh.
Alachua.
Oh,
Alachua.
Alachua. Gainesville, up near Gainesville.
I have no idea how to pronounce this stuff. So
that's interesting, because there's another one for sale in Broward County.
Oh, really?
I don't know where I saw it. I saw it on a listing somewhere. I was curious to know who they were.
Well, I couldn't tell you anyway without signing an NDA, so
I know.
it wouldn't really matter very much.
All right, thanks. Brian, good morning.
Morning, everybody. Brian with Rogue Financial Group, we are a commercial equipment financing company. So be more specific, what we do is we work in the hospitality. Me and Ed were at the convenience store show, brewery, we do medical logistics. Another division, which I help out a little bit, is the Yellow Iron, which is construction equipment. And it could be a startup or somebody that's it has been in business, looking to expand or grow. And we are, again, a commercial equipment financing company. I can be reached at 404-723-7222. Thanks.
Hey, thank you. Chris Kaufman, good morning.
Good morning, Chris Kaufman, CHRIS Kaufman and Company. CHRIS, in case you're wondering, driving down the road, I wonder what that stands for. Hey, wonder no more. Here's the answer, kids. CHRIS, a clever acronym for clubs, hotels, restaurants, institutions, and sales. Real quick now, what was the letter R standing for?
Restaurants.
Excellent. Okay. Howard will take you to dinner tonight.
It just
Only
so
if he gets
happens.
only if he gets his hair cut, Chris.
Oh, well, but
No,
not at the dinner table. So what we want to do is basically convey the message that we work on behalf of restaurant companies to basically improve their human capital. We work with all-star candidates, and we feel we work with all-star companies because there are companies out there that are just not really up to the all-star level. There's some candidates that are really not up to the all-star level, and we like to work with all-stars. Our telephone number is also very convenient, 404-ALL-STAR, 404-255-7827. Ask for Chris. That's the news. Thanks for stopping by.
okay. Terry Appel, good morning.
Good morning. And Chris, is that your actual first name?
That is correct.
That is also my son's name, so a good name. Welcome to the new people. Welcome to everyone that's here. We do have people that have called us and told us why they're not here, and they're very valid reasons. So they said to say hello to everyone. You can figure out who it is. I handle the monthly lead reports. I sent out renewals 3 days ago. And I have to tell you, one lady said, oh my goodness, I've been getting these for 7 years and I can't get them anymore. And she said, they're so valuable to me. And I asked her why. And she said, the ladies, I don't have anybody to call on them anymore. And I said, well, do you send out email blasts? And she says, yes. I said, do you want to do some more thinking before I ask you the next question? And she says, no, what? And I said, well, you're gathering emails from this list every month. You're sending out your own newsletter. Do you not need more emails? And she said, sign me up. So sometimes a negative can be turned into a positive really quick. And what we do is make sure that we can get as many leads as we can per month in this office. They gather them, they get them to me. These are up and coming restaurants. We are adding a few hotels, dining establishments. Many have bars and patios now. We give you the names. We give you the email addresses, phone numbers, construction phase that they are in. And a lot of them have not even started yet. They're looking for properties. So in that case of those, we send to, I would send it to like Steve, and Steve would say, actually, I do have one for Steve. They're looking for actually a few properties. I don't know if they're working with anyone, but it's worth a shot. So I would get those out to you by the 9th. And I have a report for Georgia. I have a report for Florida. And if anybody wants a sample, let me know. Otherwise, have a great weekend.
And Terry started putting some Alabama information in the Georgia lead report as well.
What part of
Yes.
Alabama is what part of it, all over the state, or is there certain
Yeah,
areas?
whatever I get, and actually, Rick, I have this in, I got Huntsville. There's a brand new place coming in. It's the first one in Alabama. It's in Huntsville, and it's at the Village of Providence, that new village that's coming in that they're working on. And I can't find, and I had someone trying to find this for me. I do have the phone number, I do have the owner's email, and I do have the name of the place, which is the Co-op Frozzy and Eatery. And they do have other places, but this is the first one in Alabama. They're kind of an oddity because I believe that they're specialty drinks. But it looked really interesting. Their website, I'll put this actually in a group. Well, there's too much. You know what? I'll email this to you, and if anyone else is interested, I will send that to out as well. But this is Huntsville, so I figured it's on Main Street and University. You know where that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where it is. So that may be something, they seem like they're a little bit older. That might be something that you can work with them on.
Okay, definitely. Thank you.
All right.
All right, thank you. Joe Cregan, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Cregan with Card Payment Services in just outside Fort Lauderdale, Davie, Florida, about 15 minutes from Fort Lauderdale Airport. I am a ISO, independent sales organization, another term for being a reseller or a dealer for Fiserv, which used to be First Data, Fiserv Payments. I also resell ADP Payroll, and I resell two POS systems that are very, very successful in the restaurant industry. Clover, which is owned by Fiserv, and a company called Adelo, which is over 100,000 restaurants installed. So I've been selling restaurant POS since the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, and been here in Florida since the late 80s. And we support about, I think last count, we had over 1,000 before COVID. I think we're up to about 750, almost 800 accounts. We do about, it's not like it used to be, but we do about 10 to 20 new deals a month. Used to do about 40. So I have myself in South Florida. I have another direct rep in Orlando. We cover Central and North Florida. And I have about 75 independent agents across the state. So we sell cash registers with POS systems, with payment processing built into it. And we sell ADP payroll. So we got the two Fortune 500 companies that we rep for, Fiserv, ADP. My website is www.cardpaymentservices.net, and my number is 954-635-5044. Thank you.
Terry, you want to add anything to what you said before? Terry Ark. Sorry.
Oh,
I have to be more specific.
wasn't sure. I can't think of anything at the moment, but do I need to?
I think the personalization, Terry, because when you used to come to the meetings, you gave great promotional items that I'm still using. So
Okay.
I think, yeah, maybe just elaborate a little bit more on the personalization part of it.
If this is what you're referring to, there's a lot of different items out there that you can personalize with each individual name of a person. Let's say, we did, as simple as a pen, Howard could have his own name on it, Steve could have his own name on it, and so forth. There's those type of things. But the company logos can go on almost anything.
Right, the logos, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a logo pen right in my pocket. Curtis, you have anything you want to add to your intro that you might have come up while we were doing ours?
Not really. I don't think I mentioned where I'm at. I'm also in Boca Raton, so I serve a lot of people here in the South Florida area as well.
nice.
from,
Perfect.
Hollywood up to West Palm. It's like my main area, but obviously in promotional, like we can ship anything anywhere. And yeah, apparel is a great thing. And by getting people apparel as well, your staff feels appreciated. Everyone comes together as a team more, feels like we're all here together when we're wearing the same outfits, same uniforms. And it's more recognizable when people walk into a door and they see everyone wearing the same uniforms as well.
Yeah, I always tell people, I have an advertiser in our newspaper who's been with us at least 20 years. And it's amazing. He's got trucks on the road servicing restaurants. And every time I'm out, or sometimes when I'm out, I see one of his trucks go by. And it's like, it clicks twice, the ad, the truck, his branding is all over the place. So, it's important. It's, as silly, as minor as you might think your logo on a pen may be, it's all part of the package that helps you promote your company.
Absolutely.
And
Times get tough. You see people ramp up a lot of people, one of the first things they cut out is their marketing. And you see like one of the big companies, they ramp up their marketing to keep their name in front of you.
yeah, I didn't miss them.
Can I say my own little spiel? This is the quote from Teddy Roosevelt.
Sure.
Doing business without advertising is like a man winking at a woman in the dark. He knows what he's doing, but no one else does.
Sure.
You're preaching to the choir with me.
Hey,
And as a matter of fact, what I was going to say today is I didn't miss anybody, right? I'll do my little intro. I'm Howard Appel. I'm the founder, publisher, CEO of Today's Restaurant News. We've been publishing since 1996. And I just want to sort of zero in on some of our digital service that we do. Our email blast and our video email blast. I want to explain how many people actually potentially get to see that email blast. I've got a database of close to 21,000. I've got 17,000 plus contacts on LinkedIn in the industry. I've got Facebook and Twitter followers, probably about 5,000. And that's good all by itself. But what I have not been stressing, and I'm trying to make people understand this now, is I belong to 62 different groups on LinkedIn, all in the industry. And what I can do with the email blast or a video e-blast that we provide is contact those groups, post on those groups. And the total number of people in those groups is well over 500,000 people. And we have been getting tremendous readership within those groups. So it's something that we are concentrating on now, and it's working out real well. So if you're interested in seeing an email blast or a video email blast, I'll be happy to help you with that. And so that's it. I mentioned earlier about this lunch that I had yesterday. My friend who happens to be a business broker also, Steve, Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah. We go to this diner in Deerfield, and as I said before, the owner, it's a family run operation, tremendous operation. They're great restaurant operators. They treat their staff with respect. They maintain their staff, and they treat their customers with, but they protect their customers. And she knows everybody that walks in the door. Hi, Howard, how are you? How you doing? With a hug. It's like Cheers. Anyhow, a couple of weeks ago, she had a lady who she didn't know came in, sit down in the booth, and one of the waitresses came over with coffee that was ordered, and by accident spilt some of the coffee creamer or milk in this lady's lap, and she started giving it to the waitress, in such a point that she was disrupting the whole place. So the owner of the restaurant went over to her to, as she says, to diffuse the situation, to keep her server out of the line of fire, and told the customer that she would comp the meal and pay for her dry cleaning bill. And as she got the words out, pay for your dry cleaning bill, this customer picked up a soda and threw it in her face, which is crazy, especially with this owner. Of course, that started a whole ruckus, and needless to say, the customer left the place in handcuffs.
Wow.
And in all the years that I've been going to this place, it's well over 10 years, nothing like that has ever happened. So there's a lot of anger out there in the marketplace, in the world, and you really have to be careful with who you're dealing. This woman who reacted that way really had something not right in her head, because what more could the restaurant do? They comped the meal, they offered to pay for her dry cleaning.
Mhm.
It's only milk, it's not like they dropped paint on her. So then I came home and I went back to the office and found this article, and it's called "The Future of Automation in the Food Service Industry." And we've been talking about this, for a long time, about how robotics and AI will have an effect on the food service industry and society in general. And this article sort of breaks it down into 4 different categories of automation that will be coming up in the food service industry. And it's interesting to see if any of these items would have made that situation any better. I don't think so, but I'll give you the 4. Robotics, which of course we have discussed and we still can. Artificial intelligence. Packaging, which is more for the wholesale market, and drones. The general question would be, what do you think the benefits of automation would be in the industry? And they broke that down also, and I can talk about that as we go along. But really, what effect will robotics and AI have on the food service industry and society in general? Talk amongst yourself.
Howard, I'll tell you, Hannah and April and I went to a new restaurant. It's not a new restaurant. It's a family-owned business. They just opened up a new location in Huntsville. And for the very first time ever, I saw a robot delivering the food. Now, the only thing about the robot delivering the food is the robot can only run the food out to the table. It can't serve the food.
Right.
So you still have to have somebody there.
Right.
But what I'm noticing is in the fast food industry, most McDonald's are going kiosk ordering.
Right.
You pay it at the kiosk. The only downside is you can't pay cash there. It's only debit card. If you want to pay cash, you still have to go to the cash register.
Right.
But now the question is will AI or will kiosks or robots eliminate jobs 100%? I don't think so. You still have to have somebody to bust the tables. You still have to have somebody
Yeah.
cook the food. You still have to have somebody host or hostess at the counter. I mean, I'd feel kind of uncomfortable if a robot was talking to me, guiding me to my table and giving me my menus. It'd be kind of unusual, but I don't think it's that far away.
In fast food, there are robots that can make hamburgers and French fries.
Well, sure, yeah, but to what expense? And if you're purchasing into a McDonald's or Burger King franchise, how much extra is that going to cost the owner? Now, obviously, you can offset the cost of payroll because then you don't have to pay the robots.
Exactly.
But the question is how much will it increase the upfront cost? The revenue's there. The ROI is definitely there. But the question is how much extra is it going to cost the franchise owner to buy into it?
Well, let's take a minimum wage employee, for example. Okay, so $15 an hour, 40-hour a week, $700 a week, $800 a week. They can lease that little robot for $600 a month.
Right.
So they're eliminating 3/4 of their expense.
Howard, I was at the NRA show in Chicago this past year, and they had automated units there. They had one that was making pizza continuously. They had one doing French fries. And I talked to the people doing the French fries, and their big push on that, it works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no bitching from the employee. Just sits there and makes French fries. And it's a no-brainer for some of these people. And they even have another robot that'll put salt on the French fries.
Are you
So-
kidding? Oh,
Yeah, no, that's probably easy. But
I think
how,
Texas,
So the question I have then, Ed, is, well, what if I don't want any salt on my French fries? How are they going to program the computer with each order? Because each person's going to want it differently.
When you
Right.
go to the kiosk, you can
You have to
push the
Burger King
button
speak-
Yes, you can
and
do all that.
it goes into it.
Yeah.
They have to be Burger King so they can have it their way.
Yeah.
Well,
Ah,
yes, you
come
can
on.
do all that. I mean, we have a couple taco places down here in South Florida. There is no cashiers, all kiosk. I love tacos, I think it is. And all kiosk. This is all a result of the labor shortage. It's not so much labor cost savings, which it is, but because of the labor shortage from COVID, people aren't going to work in restaurants. They can't get cooks, they can't get waitresses. So this really is coming about because of the labor shortage more than labor cost savings, although it does both. I mean, the Riverside Hotel in Fort Lauderdale, their main bar has a robot delivering. There's a
Oh.
little fast food Korean chicken place near my office. Place isn't more than, maybe the kitchen's bigger, maybe 1,000 square feet, 1,500 square
Well,
feet. And they got a robot
I-
delivering the food. And
I saw I heard something or I read something, an article where when you go to a fast food restaurant, the drive-through,
Mhm.
the person you're speaking to isn't even in the restaurant.
Yeah.
They're a third party, and it's all done by computer. They're typing in the order, and it's sent by satellite directly to the restaurant.
Wow.
So yeah, so it eliminates an extra person, but they're paying a third party to do it. So if they're paying monthly, that's just like the robot issue.
yeah.
Eliminate the personnel.
Well, paying by credit card, actually, a lot of locations prefer that in dealing with cash. First off, it's a safety issue. There's no cash around the place.
Right.
Second, for accounting purposes, it's a lot easier, okay, because it's
Right.
all computerized then. And the sales tax people and the federal government likes it because you're not skimming any money off the top. Whatever you get
Yeah.
in is going to be reported.
Mhm.
So
But Ed, on the flip side of that though, it costs the company money to use the credit cards because they have to pay a
Yeah.
fee to go
Yep.
back to it. But yeah, I do see
Yeah,
the fact
3%.
that it's 3 or 4. What is it, Joe? 3 or 4%?
About 3%, but they can also,
Three.
what's happening now, a lot of restaurants are surcharging and
Right.
recovering that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
to recoup the loss. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I remember when I worked for Lowe's, when I worked for Lowe's, they tried to push us to do the Lowe's card instead of, and you guys can know this. This is why they push the Lowe's cards, because all the major credit card companies charge Lowe's money. But since Lowe's, you're using Lowe's cards, Lowe's doesn't lose any money on the Lowe's credit card.
Well, loses less. They still have costs. But Howard, in per your earlier what you said earlier regarding the individual who got milk spilled, what happens when a robot does the same thing?
They send the robot out to deal with the customer.
I just want to see somebody try and slug the robot.
If you see a lot of these
Go, go,
robots, a
go.
lot of them are in the Chinese restaurants, Oriental restaurants, and many of the companies selling them are Chinese companies, Oriental.
Oh,
companies.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Terry Appel, what used to happen when you would get mad at a pinball machine? It'd go tilt, tilt, tilt. You punch a robot, tilt, tilt, tilt.
Yeah, but you go.
Wait till it punches you back.
Let me tell you what,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a broken wrist.
Robots are not new to this industry. I mentioned this on Wednesday. There's a company that's been around, for a long time. Ed, you might know. I just had a senior moment. I can't remember it. Accutep. They had an arm. They called it Flippy or Flipper that made hamburgers, and it was just a single arm that was on the grill.
Oh, that was flip it.
Whatever. Anyway, so it's been around. It's been 20-25 years since I saw that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's been around. So they just, automobiles have used robots for years. You go to a Ford factory and you see robots putting the doors on, putting the windshields in, etc., dropping an engine in. It's not something that's brand new, but it's something that's becoming more and more
I
popular.
think it's relatively new to the food service business.
Right.
Yeah.
In any
Right.
kind of, your TV sets, your cars, any industrial business, most especially if it's high volume, is produced by machine.
Chris, do you
That's
think
what
it's going to
it's
affect you?
I don't think it will affect me. I don't think it will. Would you like to
Are you
change
including
jobs?
them?
Would you like to change jobs? No, it's the human capital industry. The first word is human,
Yeah.
and that's why it'll always be kind of a cottage industry. I mean, they said that the internet would replace recruiters, and actually it's just made recruiters better. It's made the hiring process better. They said that the yellow pages would replace recruiters. They said that advertising would replace recruiters, and so it's still, because we're dealing with human nature. It should be here for the long time. As for me, and not so much, kids. Yeah.
I saw an interesting video on Tesla quite by accident. I didn't seek it out, just clicked on it. And they showed how they set up their initial factory. And what struck me was, of course, it's all robotic, but they were teaching the robots how to weld. And they pointed out that the guy that was inspecting it and sort of making sure the robot was set up right, and teaching may be an overstatement, he had 25 years welding experience. So my question is, what happens when we don't have any more 25-year experienced welders? Because you won't if you keep on replacing them with robots. How do you teach the machine how to do what it's supposed to do? So
There's a big push in education now to direct people to trade schools, and some of the colleges have even gone into 3-year degrees Have you heard about that?
No,
It's a 3-year technical degree.
I think
So,
that's a wonderful thing
Look
because
that up for
frankly,
robotics, right?
everybody comes out with an occupation.
Right.
yeah,
And then they decide they want to do something else.
Well, but isn't that always true? I mean, we
Yeah.
start out one way, we end up something else. But at least they have a skill of some sort as opposed to no skill.
I went to a trade college. My college was directed to
True.
the fashion industry.
Yeah, but
the-
that wasn't
the-
exactly true. Yes, FIT is theoretically all about fashion, but they have actually some of the best computer programs around, and science programs in it as well. So it's one of those interesting oddities that exist. But yes,
Looks like Terry's trying to hold it together here because I can just see she was.
You have
Must-
no
this-
idea.
This must be
And
this must be
even,
pick on Howard Day.
oh my God. But on the bright side, he does have a trophy for bowling a 300 here in Boca at the Boca bowling alley.
Was the gut,
300, a perfect
was the
game.
gutter guards open up?
What?
Bumpers?
Bumper guard.
You know, I try to defend him, but he's his own worst enemy. What
I
can
didn't say a
say?
word. Well, that was my choice in life. I was either going to be a pro bowler or go to college.
Was there ever any money in pro bowling? I
Oh,
mean, anything worthwhile?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. These guys do
Yeah, but
very
you-
well, but they do in just like any other sport now. They have endorsement deals. You can
Yeah, but
you can endorse the ball, the shoes, gloves, shirts,
Yeah.
whatever. And anyway, I didn't do it. Not that I couldn't, I just didn't.
Well, there's another sport that's become very popular that's almost not bowling, but cornhole.
Oh yeah.
I'm serious.
No, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, big endorsements.
Big sponsors and everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
love
it's huge.
I hate to ask, what is cornhole?
Well, I'm good at that too, because it's the same
I
motion.
love that. My daughter has it. We play it all the time when we go there. She's got an acre and it's like the biggest thing around the fire pit is the cornhole.
You never seen it, Steve?
No, I've seen
It's
bocce ball, but never.
I don't know exactly how to score, but there's two platforms that they're at an angle, and you throw a bean bag, so it's almost like
Oh,
horseshoe.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that's cornhole.
That's the name of it.
That's,
Okay.
that's cornhole. Yeah.
And they have an ESPN, there's a whole tournaments and championships.
Oh, yeah.
What a country.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey, they
They're real
have
big.
it where we went, Rick. They had it in Disney when we went for the restaurant show, and we all went out to dinner and met there.
Mm.
They had it. Remember outside?
Yeah.
It was right out in front of the new restaurant from what's his name? Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, is Kevin from Propel You Forward in this group or the next one?
I'm sorry?
Kevin from Propel You Forward, is he in this group or the next one?
He's in this group, but he was in the hospital. And
Yes, he asked me to let everyone know that he was in the hospital with pneumonia and he's home now recovering.
Oh, shit.
I just got the email, so I wanted to let you all know.
Okay.
Yeah, just to finish off this topic, the benefits of automation in the food industry, they list 4, but I have the 5th one. The first one is cost, which and the savings over time, speed, with the speed of cooking a certain product or delivering a certain product, the safety, especially with a French fry maker, there's no possibilities of getting.
There's no human hands on it either. So sanitized.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
And they call this resiliency, but I'm going to add another one. It's going to be consistency. When you cook a hamburger with a robot, it's cooked the identical way all the time. The French fries are in for the exact amount of time. So the consistency is there. And a lot of restaurants fail because they cannot be, they're not consistent. You can go there from 1 week to the next and not get the same meal cooked the same way. So
Okay, so I have a question on that. So if,
Sure.
let's say you have hamburgers on the fryer and your burners are not exactly right, normally if there's a human there, they're gonna check the burger and make sure it's done. What
Oh, that's
happens
a
when
good
there's a
one.
robot?
That's
What
a good
happens
one.
when there's a
Well,
robot?
I think they still have somebody in the kitchen. There's a kitchen
Okay.
manager or
Okay.
somebody, chef, that's there.
Or if a burner's not working right, or something.
Yeah, but
Terry,
a place like McDonald's goes to their suppliers and they demand that their hamburgers are a certain diameter, a certain
Yeah.
thickness, and a certain
Yeah.
weight within plus or minus, what, 5%? So
Uh-huh.
if you're starting with consistent material, you should have a consistent result coming out of the end.
Okay.
But
I've
you
never
can't
worked in a
undercook
restaurant.
a
I never worked in a
McDonald's
restaurant
hamburger.
before, so I
There's
don't know.
nothing there.
Yeah,
but I have to agree with Terry. There's a lot of what ifs.
yeah.
But I mean, the thing is I mean, let's look at a different industry. Let's look at gas cars to electric cars. There's a lot of what ifs.
Yeah.
We sat around the dining room table a couple months ago saying people were freaking out when they went from horse and buggy to gas engines. What if?
Right.
So anytime there's a change, there's always going to be a what if type situation. We just have to, there's no perfection in it, but you just have to grow with it, I guess. I'm not either pro or against. It's just,
Well, you know what
something
it is?
that they have to do.
People of a certain age, and regardless of what age it is, if you were born in 1950, you're going to go through life with other people who were born in that era. And if you're born in the 1990s, you're going through life with those people. And if you were born in 2000, you're in your 20s now, and these are the people who are internet crazy and just running the world through internet, etc. And the new generation.
Yeah.
So every generation has their, like you said, from gas engine, from a horse and buggy to gas. There's always an improvement somewhere.
Remember when Reagan was having that press conference on the college campus, and one of the college kids said, well, I don't see how you could possibly relate to the modern world, Mr. President, because, you came along at a time there was no radio, there was no television, there was no jet engines. And Reagan said, oh, that's right. We had to invent them.
He was my favorite president.
Yeah.
I
You
love
guys, I
him.
got to jump off. Y'all have a great weekend. I got to get going here. I'll see you.
Okay, Brian.
Have
see you
safely,
later.
Brian.
See you.
Have a good trip. Anyway,
thanks.
we come to the end of the meeting. I want to thank you all for coming. I'll send out the spreadsheets. I'll keep this window open if anybody wants to hang around. Terry and Curtis, I'd like to ask you to stay around for a couple of minutes.
I'm leaving because
Hi,
I have to
Chris.
get to work.
Have a good
Bye,
weekend.
Terry, great
Right,
to
have a
see
good
you.
weekend. If you want to attend the meeting, call us at 561-620-8888. Have a great weekend.